find my live stream. Do I even post it though? Yeah, I will. I gotta do some laps in the laps though, because I put some laps in a little bit earlier today, but I don't know. Who's pinging me? I'm gonna go ahead and share it here at least, but okay. Okay. I've got enough time to do 4 laps, so I'll see if I can build up some consistency, because you know how it is, I often go for raw speed first and then try and build up consistency in the actual qualifying session. Maybe it's not the most ideal way to do it. What am I even doing with that? That was an awful run through there. Now, 45.3 was with me taking an extremely aggressive line through Roulette of Death that is not sustainable in an actual qualifying situation, much less the race. It's a line I'm only going to go for if I already have a really good lap on the board. And that's easier said than done, because it is actually turn 1, much less the rest of the course, is very challenging. Well, turn 2 technically. Turn 1 is just the kink that's flat out in pretty much every car ever. When you consider this track as a whole, every single a huge time swing. Like even that felt like I broke more than early enough, but it just didn't want to turn. And I feel like Roulette of Death is just difficult enough to be annoying in this particular combination, because you can't quite go at it flat out. If the cars were just a little bit slower, like Formula 4 rather than Group 4, then yeah, you would be able to pretty much just flat out, as long as you didn't get curb bounced. But in Group 4 you build up just enough speed that you kind of have to bad tail back out of it. not so much that you can afford to brake. Of course, it would be more difficult again if we were in Group 3. So at least there's that. You'll remember most infamously last year in the World Final, back when it was on GT Sport, Baptiste Beauvoir was going to win the race, and that wouldn't have won him the championship, but he would have been on the podium. He gets a errant curb hop on the last lap, loses the race, and drops to 4th in the overall standings. One can only hope that we're not the victims of similar misfortune here. You can somewhat influence it by taking a line that doesn't take as much curb, but you do have to use the curb to some extent, otherwise you lose tons of speed. There's no getting around it, really. It was just like at Watkins Glen when I posted, "Oh, curb glitch decided the winner of World Series Round 1" on Reddit. Some tried to argue, well, why was he taking the curb in the first place? It's because it's the only line you can really take at that chicane at Watkins Glen, unless you want to leak a second a lap. And I get that that Beauvoir was 5 seconds ahead at that point, but if you've taken a certain line for an entire race, the last thing you're expecting is for that same line to suddenly send you into a big spin. And that is a demonstration of what we need to avoid in the race, because I will put my hand up and say that one was on me. If you get bounced off the first curb, it's because you took too much curb. If you get bounced off the second curb, it's because the game hates you. Problem is, by not taking as much curb at the first curb, it puts you in a position to take more of the second curb, so you do have to end up chancing the more erratic of the two curbs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, four-wheel drive count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, mid-pack start at best, because there's no way we're out qualifying any of the four-wheel drive cars. Damn sheep meta. I almost would have been better off not taking increasing my DR in. Yeah, I almost would have been better off not increasing my DR through dailies after the damage that was done at Alsace, because then maybe I would have dropped into the next split down. Instead, I think we're definitely up in split 2, unless... What's his DR like? Yeah, I doubt that there's 2 more splits ahead of Tengaga TX3. Now this is a problem though. I'm noticing another problem though. We have red bar for some reason when normally I get a pretty solid yellow bar for my connection. Hopefully that sorts itself out. But yeah, there isn't much I can do in this qualifying session. I just gotta not qualify last, start on the hards. Because yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing. I am starting on the hards pretty much no matter what here. I've had some long pit holds, but that is possibly the longest pit hold I've had when I've tried to be the first person out. It's consistently PS5 users get out of the pits first, and then the PS4 when the game feels like it. Hello. How you doing? It usually doesn't matter much in terms of advantage, and in fact it's not going to matter here because we're pretty much bound to do 5 hot laps no matter what we do. We can even faff about for much of this outlap and still be fine. And in fact, I don't really like where I am in the queue, so I'm just gonna Cyclones. That complicated things a bit because Runa wanted to brake, Cyclone wanted to brake, and we've got the 2 cars behind. Yeah, I guess we just got to go all out now, because I'll just make sure I don't get damage immediately. Yeah, see, I took that cautiously, where if I'd taken it all out, I would have had a less chance of getting a curb hop, and that's part of the problem here. Anyway, I should probably stop talking and start lapping. See you in 8 minutes. Don't know why I tried so hard to take that corner. Actually, I don't think it's hurt this lap too much, so we can still go all out on it. I was planning on just backing off on this lap, but I might still have a chance to get some sort of banker lap on the board. Yeah, we're only a 10th down. This is still salvageable. Okay, maybe not now because the car didn't want to pull up. What was up with that? I'm gonna take the wide line here. What the hell is wrong with me? Oh, am I even gonna get 2 more laps in after this? Yeah, if I go max speed for the next 3 laps, I should still get 2 runs at it. But what the hell is going on? Why can't I get anything on the board? This is what happens when my first lap isn't clean. I put so much pressure on myself for the rest of the session, and it's just so difficult to make any inroads in these lobbies because if you leave even a couple attempts on the table, that's several positions potentially. Maybe I shouldn't have reset to the pits, because now it's going to put a lot of pressure on me to actually get around in a fast enough time. Needed to at the very least try to practice that line so I could take it in the actual air. Will be fine. I'll get back over the line with just a few seconds to spare. I could have been a lot faster through turn 2, but at least I managed to get the clean run through the rest of it. Was nice. Come on. Feels like I went too cautious through there to compensate for the fact that I'd outbroke myself last time. That, however, was full commitment, because we just had to get something on the board at this point. I think that was a pretty good final sector as a whole, so... Look at the absolute state of this lobby. That wasn't even a bad lap, and I'm 12th. As you can see, it is in part due to Bop, because I don't think I left 1.4 seconds on the table. Okay, we left a 10th down, but if we get a really fast sector 2, we might still be able to claw it back. Probably not now. That did not feel like a particularly good run through there. Is it putting it on the curb that's the problem? Yeah. We had an optimal of at least a 10th faster anyway. I'm going to go across the line anyway because there's no real point. I'll just set my tyres afterwards. I don't like that we have Chupagetti behind though. Chupagetti really should have put a faster lap than that in. Then again, so should I have. I think what's frustrating is that I definitely had at least a couple more places in me. If I hit my optimal, I'm 9th. Unfortunately, you never hit your optimal when you actually need it. But yeah, let's take the hards to start. There's no reason not to. I probably should have at least been ahead of Yama. Me and Yama have been locked at the hip anytime Yama races. So now the key will be to find some way to get ahead of some of these drivers. I don't need to rev the car out, so I can actually just relax and not worry about the problem is, I did say that I wasn't going to bother racing more than once to my brother today. And honestly, if the bop is like this, I think that's a fair assessment of my situation anyway. The M4 is good when there's lots of corners that you can gain time on, but this isn't that track. And unfortunately, I don't think the fuel advantage is going to come back to help us. If I can come back through and get into the top half of the field, I'll be really happy with that. Because we could at least gain a few spots with some of these drivers needing to take a shorter stint, but they might just short shift and still be faster than us, because you look at Fuse especially, probably should be in top split with a lap time like that. I imagine they may just go again even if they do win this race. Well, anyway. Welcome everybody. We've got some See, I'd really rather be ahead of that car so I don't have to look at it. Love Live is terrible. Don't at me. So, strategy, there's only really one strategy that I was ever going to run. I was going to hard tire this, 3 laps on the hards. Why are we starting here? Game! You absolute... See, that's just dumb. These rolling starts have to be a lot more bunched up than that. I guess on the plus side it means I'm not staring at the back of Yama's car specifically, but like that's. What if I'd qualified 11th? I'd just get done anyway. It's kicking off up there. Oh, this is going to be very dangerous. I can't see the breaking point. Nothing I can do until after the roulette. Roulette has already claimed its first victim, but I'm gonna get... I was worried for a moment that I was gonna come under attack there because we were converging. Oh, here comes Chupagetti. Now the upside, if you can take your fuel mileage further, is that you can take the medium tires long for a longer portion of the race. So that's the only counterplay we have, and if I drive like that, I'm not going to have any counterplay at all, because that was terrible. At least I can get a good run out of there to compensate. That move has been a long time coming. That NSX has been looking very racy. Yeah, get wrecked, Love Live. The Roulette of Death knows. Actually gives me a chance to try to attack. Oh, Runa got stunned by it as well. Which actually gives me a chance to maybe pick up their slipstream, because I think they're going to be repaired at this point. You actually see that I've got decent pace through this triple sweeper. I gain all of the time I lose to the WRX otherwise. But I don't have much play for the rest of the lap. Friggin' curb! Don't you dare! I'm actually surprised no one followed me in. Yeah, you can see why I meant about a luck-based challenge, because I don't even think I did anything drastic. If anything, I was trying to take it a little bit easier, and we just got launched in the air and barely saved it. Alright. It's burn from the back time. Now the challenge is actually going to be going 11 laps on this fuel. Thankfully, you can short shift to a considerable degree without losing much fuel economy. So, let's try. Probably should have kept that in third, but I thought kind of messed up that. Yeah, if we've got the undercut and less fuel going back in the car, there's a good chance we can do something with this. We've already got a fair portion of the pack coming in. What's that? I've got to put more. See ya. Picking off drivers like that. Try and slowly bring this fuel delta back to where we need it to be. Kind of overcompensated for last time. Much better. Oh, they're going to have to take plenty of fuel on board. I'm going to come out well ahead of them. Oh, the Mustangs tried to get the jump. This is going to be interesting. I wasn't expecting to still be behind the Stang, actually. But that's actually going to be very convenient for me because it means I can slipstream off and I may even be able to start burning more fuel. Chupagetti's fallen 3 seconds behind just on fuel mileage. But we know that he was a little bit quicker. Lost 4 seconds and the slipstream we had to that. I'm gonna try to at least keep ahead of the Porsche. I'm gonna have to look at the replay and see if it really was the second curb or the first one. I'm pretty sure it was the first one though. That was the one I said that was all down to me avoiding it. So in trying to avoid the luck curb, I got hit by the skill curb. Now it feels like I have to go again, because I haven't gotten the race that I was hoping to get. Probably. It's like, yeah, you can take that second curb a lot. Oh, jeez. Well, now now there's an engine problem, so caught him at an awkward spot though. That's I've got to be careful about my fuel from here on out. I have to try and break this slipstream first and worry about I thought I took that corner well, but apparently we lost time there. I took that corner well too, and apparently we lost time there. It'd be better to go. It'd be better to go 4 laps hards and just go flat out. I'm starting to wonder if that's the better strategy for me to take in this. If I was to go a second time. I'm still not sure I'm going to, because I really don't know if we've got anything in this race. I guess the only excuse I have for messing up on the skill curb was that I have to go for it because I'm not getting a result in this race otherwise. The Porsche is going to have me unless he decides to back off, which he actually does. I almost would have preferred to have had the Porsche pass me, because we are in a lot of fuel trouble now. But maybe the Porsche is in fuel trouble as well. Look, if he goes for it, he goes for it. Yeah, I wasn't going to fight that because I really need to try and save this fuel at this point. I was hoping to run away from the Porsche, but alas. Realise top 10 may still be up for grabs here because I do see a fair few drivers strung out a fair bit off of the leaders. Maybe we're not the only guys who have had a curb problem. It always seems to be a lot more sketchy in dirty air. It's a thing I've noticed as far back as sports, that maybe you've got a car ahead of you. The littlest of downforce loss can make a big difference at that specific turn. The Porsche is faster right now anyway, so maybe I was. Someone's actually spun at this turn. I think they still need to pit actually, because I remember them running into trouble very early on. Yeah, they got engine trouble right at the start, so we're going to have that place for pretty much 3, but we may lose the forward place yet. This is looking really sketchy. Where is he? Ooh, I almost hit that inside wall, but not quite. Oh, there's another one that's... and that's Cyclone gone now. It's a real shame. If I hadn't have had my own curb moment earlier, we could have really done something in this race. Because look at how many cars are gathering around. We're already in the top 10 even with our curb issue. What happened there? There's been an absolute calamity behind. And yeah, look, I've got to take responsibility for what happened on my own end, because the second curb might be luck based, but the first one most definitely isn't, and I took too much of the first. We got to try and really take small sips for what's left of the fuel now. The way I see it, it's only 10th place. If we crash at the chicane, so be it. want to leave it all on the line to see if we can still get into the top half of the field. Oh, there was a pit. So we're already going to be in ninth. Oh yeah, that's right. Salamander was struggling. I think that's the last of the stops, though. Although it doesn't feel right since we're 32 seconds behind with 11 laps done. I know that we've lost a lot of time here, but we haven't lost that much, surely. Maybe I have. Maybe that's just how imbalanced this whole... I almost got curb hopped by that one. Which would have been fair enough. I know that that is a raised curb. We might, by some miracle, be able to pull something off if this Porsche and Nissan get into a big fight. Okay, it wasn't 32 seconds. Mind you, it's not actually that much more than that. How sketch that was. Oh no, GR's just given me a bit of a 3B. I get his slipstream for the remaining 2 laps. So we may be able to hold on yet. I did say I'd be happy with top half of the field, and it looks like we're going to be able to do that. Cyclones all over the place. Keeping it in 7th gear throughout this entire complex because I know I need to save more and more. Oh, Cyclone's off. Are we really going to get 7th despite having a curb problem a few laps ago? I'd rather have Cyclone stay ahead there because he's not driving nearly as quickly. Couldn't quite make it 11 laps. I think I pushed a little bit too hard. I didn't get enough slipstream. This is going to have to be tiny sips all the way. But look at this. This is... That was one of the last chances to lose it. Don't you dare. Ooh! I took a risk. And like I was almost tempted to try and block, but you know what? I'm taking that. I really wish I'd run a slightly better race than that. Like, I could have fuel saved more. I could have fuel saved a lot more, but I kind of fell out of the groove when that's okay. Maybe I probably... I'm actually pretty happy with that. We've actually gained a little bit of DR. I just hope Cyclone wasn't too upset at how I took that final straight. Almost felt like making a late block, but I stopped myself at the last minute. Probably my best case scenario was potentially battling for 6th. Fuse is definitely going to go again. They blew the pole. I had no fuel. I was betting on fuel. So yeah, I think that's a decent result. I don't think I could have necessarily done any better. I think my ultimate pace was around this group, but I don't think I would have quite gotten them. Just let me check. Just let me double check that move was okay. That what I did at the end of the race was okay, because I wanna. The other good news is that it actually means that my score from the high speed ring doesn't have to count to my total score anyway. So, if anyone was going to have a go at me for allowing me to keep the 234 when PD servered, perhaps incorrectly in my mind, because the rule wasn't in place at the time, said that wall riding would result in your points getting taken away. Well, I wall rode, but I got to keep my points. So PD couldn't even do that. Right. But yeah, let's look at how close this was. I was on 0% fuel entire final straight, but unlike the finish with Fluffy, I ended up holding onto it. For some reason, I always seem to have those finishes decided by a 10th on camera. Okay, I probably in hindsight shouldn't have backed off so much after taking the wall. Yeah, that's inside curb. That's all on me. I can't blame the game for that one. See, I don't know why I lifted there. I probably could have. I probably should have just kept the foot in it. That was there. But yeah, let's look at what I did. Let's look and if I made any stupid move right at the end here. No, as you can see, I did twitch the left wheel. I was tempted, but I decided against it. I wonder what happened with Fuse. Okay, after the last pit stop, they had the lead. Was it this lap or the next one? Considering their qualifying margin, they actually didn't have much ground on Tangaka. Oh yeah, they've hit the inside curb. So for anyone who's watching this and is doing the race later, let's just go into walk mode and talk you through what you need to do. This curb right here is all down to your own skill. Do not dip a tire on that inside. It will suck you off. I'd say phrasing, but that's Super GT who said it first, not me. This curb, however, you can attack unless the game decides no, you can't attack it. So this is so hopefully you don't get messed up by luck, but you definitely can improve your chances if you don't take too much of the first curb. With that in mind, I'll see you for Nations, which is actually, I'm not sure it's going to work out for me because it's a tyre saving race, but I have no tyres on the controller. But we'll get to that when we get